Okay, here is a follow along spicy core circuit. We do need some equipment. We're going to need a long stretchy band attached to something really stable if you have one. And we're also going to need a ball or a yoga block of some description, something that is not overly heavy, because we're going to use this as part of our routine to really get things a bit spicy. If you don't have a squishy ball, I'm using a weighted one, not super heavy, because you'll see why in a moment, but you can use a yoga block or just anything that's going to help create a bit of tension. So we're going to start down on the floor, and we're going to take our ball, our yoga block, whatever object we are choosing that is sturdy but with a little bit of a squish, and we're going to squeeze that between our knees. This is going to switch on the muscles up the inside of our leg. So let's start the circuit. We're going to start in a lying down position. Relaxed pelvis, so we've got a little bit of space underneath our back. First of all, we're going to draw our back down into the floor so we really feel it tense up, and then we're going to drive up into a glute bridge, controlling down. Release your pelvis at the bottom. Draw your pelvis towards you, back flat in the ground, push up, control down, and release. We're going for 10 of these. So we tuck, we lift, keep that tuck, release, tuck, lift, keep that tuck, release, tuck, push, control, and release. The inside of my legs are already burning. Good, so really using your core, push into the floor, drive up, keep that tuck, release. Really think about the muscles that we're working, and come down, and release. 2 more of these, so tuck, push through your heels, drive up, control down, and release. Lovely, last one, so tuck, pushing up, control, and release. Good. If you need to take a moment to let your legs recover, go for it. Otherwise, we're going straight back into it. Now, we're going to tilt your pelvis so we get really nice and stable. Back is pressed into the mat. We're going to hold that position. Brace, and we're going to lift your knees, bringing them up towards your ribs. Now, trying to keep your back pressed into the mat. We're going to control your knees and your feet down to the floor. This is harder than it looks. Oof. That's 1. We're going for 10. Okay, so back is stable. Pull. And release down nice and slowly. Good. And up. And control. Good. Pulling up. And fight the control. Good. And squeeze. And release. And up. And control. Good. I've lost count. Up. And release down. We're going to do 3 more. Drawing in, slow control down, pulling up, control down. Good, 1 more here, in, and control down. Whew. Good, that was harder than it looks. If you are using your core correctly, we don't just want to be swinging your legs around and relying on momentum. So, next one, we're going to bring your knees up. Now, getting nice and stable, hands out to the side to help support you. We're going to drop your knees off to the side as far as you can tolerate, and then we're going to bring your knees back into the middle. Ooh, using your core muscles. So we're going to drop off over to the other side and bring back into the middle. Good, that's 2. Coming across and pulling in. Good, so again, we don't want to use momentum. We're going to drop to the side, pause, and come back in. Drop and pause. Squeeze your muscles to bring your legs back in. Drop over, and come back in. Nearly there. Drop. Come back in. We've got 2 more, 1 more each side. Coming across, and back in. And drop, and come back in. Good. and down we come. Okay, we're not done with the ball yet, or the yoga block, whatever it is you're using. So we're going to come into an all-4 position. We're going to squeeze the yoga block or the ball between your knees. Okay, so from an all-4 position with the ball tucked between your knees, you're going to tuck your toes, and we're going to stretch your legs out into a downward dog position. We're going for 10 of these. So here we go. We're going to straighten up and all the way down to the floor and up. Good. And down. I really feel this under my ribs. And down. And push. And down. Good. Halfway. Push. And down. Push. And down. Really squeeze before we go up. And down. Up. And down. Good. One more. Up. And down. I told you this was spicy. Okay, one more with the ball. We're going to set up into our bear plank position with the ball on the outside of us. So that is all 4s, toes tucked. We're going to hover your knees off of the ground, and I want you to really close that space between your hips and your ribs. Get really stable, almost like you're doing a plank position. Once you're in the bear plank, we're going to push the ball across to the other side, and then we're going to push it back again 10 times. So tucking your toes, brace, and lift your knees. Okay, nice and stable. We're going to push through, trying to keep your back as straight as we can. Good. That's halfway. Good. Keep your knees as close to the floor as you can. Good, last one. And release. Whew. Okay, that is part 1. We're going to move the ball out of the way, and we're going to grab our long band. So we're going to lie on your back, and we're going to move away from the band so that there's a bit of tension on it, because we're going to really rely on this tension to help us out in the next movement. So both hands on the band. We're going to pull the band over your chest. What you will find is this is going to push your ribs down into the floor, and that's going to create a really nice stable base. Again, this one looks easier than it actually is. So tilting our pelvis, so our back is pressed into the floor. We're going to keep your back pressed into the floor. Now we're going to brace, and we're going to hover your right leg up. Brace without using any momentum, keeping your low back pressed in the floor. We're going to bring the left leg up. Now we're going to lower the right leg down. Again, don't let your back lift off the floor. Oh, I'm shaking. And now we're going to take the left leg down. Whew, that's 1. We've got 5 of these. So up we go with the right. Left, lower, lower. Good. And up, up, lower, lower. I call this knee, knee, lower, lower. One more this way. Up, up, control, and control. Okay, just take a moment, because we're going to do the same thing, leading with the left. So tension, back on the band, pelvis tucked, back pressed into the mat. We're going to hover up your left leg. Here we go. So we're going knee, knee, lower, left, and left. Really fighting to keep your back pressed into the mat. So we lift and lift, lower and lower, and lift, lift, lower, lower. Really use the tension in the long band to help steady you. Ooh, I'm burning. Okay, one more here. And lift, and lift, and lower, and relax. Whew, okay. On to the next one. So we're going to take our long band. Again, we're going to come into a position where we've got some tension on the band. Now we're going to come into a side plank. So straight line facing the band. We're going to tuck your bottom knee, bring your elbow under, and we're going to draw up into a nice high plank position. Now we're going to row the band towards us and release. We're going to go for 10 rows, keeping lifted into your side plank as high and as stable as you can. The idea is that we want to stay nice and stable and don't let this bouncy band row pull us over. 2 more. Excellent, good. Now the thing with side planks is that you've always got to do the other side. So lining up, nice and straight, facing the band, tuck your bottom knee, tuck your elbow under, drawing up nice and high. Okay, here we go. So row. Trying not to let this twist you, just doubling down on that tension that you're feeling up the side of your body. Okay, 2 more. Perfect, and down we come. Good, okay, nearly there. We're coming back into a lying position. Now this one does look hard, and it is hard. So we're gonna take our time. Again, we're gonna wiggle ourselves into a position where we can create some tension on the band. We're going to start with both legs off of the ground. We're going to pull on that band to create that tension. Now, from here, trying to keep your low back pressed into the mat. We're going to lower one leg and bring it back in. Then we're going to lower the opposite leg and bring it back in. Now the tough one, both at the same time. Just going to go as far as you can till you can't control and come back in. Good, that counts as 1. We're going for 5. So back to one leg, 2. If this is too hard, just keep changing legs. So to the point where you can't hold it anymore, and up. Good, keeping that tension on the band. Drop 1, drop 2. Remember, just keep dropping your legs if you don't want to go for this double. And hold, and come in. Good, okay, 2 more. Drop, and drop. And here we go. And come up, whew. And drop, and drop. Good, and last one. Whew. Great. Okay, now 2 more, up to our feet. Now, I'm going to do this facing you first of all. So we're going to take our band. We're going to hold onto it tight with both hands. I'm going to take a big step to the side. You can see how the band is trying to pull me over. I'm going to fight the band, pull it in front of me. Now I can feel the side of my body getting really tight here. So the idea is we don't let the band take us. So we're going to come to the front, hold that position. Now get stable because we're going to punch forward 10 times. Here we go. Punch. Good. Keeping really stable. Don't let the band win and take you over. Ooh, good. 2 more. Nice, last one. Perfect. Okay, facing the other way so we get the other side. So get that tension, draw the band in. Once you feel stable, 10 punches forward. Good, 2 more. And done. Good. You could do just that circuit. I'm puffed out, so I'm gonna leave it there. But if you want a bit of a challenge, if you wanna work out, take about a 1 to 2 minute rest now, and then go back to the beginning and start again. Enjoy.